We love Arsenal.
Oh yes,
We are Arsenal.
no mercy.
We're Arsenal. Forever. We are Arsenal.
Road to Wembley.
We love Arsenal.
Hello and welcome to FTB Sports Football. A new show, Gun Slingerz. Joining me today, we're going to discuss everything Arsenal. We'll be looking at the league running, the Europa League, as well as what we believe is the strongest starting 11. So, joining me today is Canners. How are you? Oh, is he frozen?
All good, all good. I don't know if you can hear me. I've got a problem with my mic.
Right, okay. Well, we can hopefully get that sorted. Steph, how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Yeah, man. Ready for this. Ready.
And Azzy, how are we?
Very well, mate. Very well. Looking forward to the new show. Let's get it going.
Indeed, let's get the ball rolling. We're going to start looking at the running, so to speak. It's not really much of a running, really, is it? But what in terms of the league table, where do you believe we'll finish? Looking at those fixtures we've got, Azzy.
I mean, to be honest with you, look, there's a lot of winnable games. There's a lot of games. And, you know, you could say 9 games is a lot of points still. I'm not going to write us off as yet. But then again, you know, I mean, I have said in previous, shows and stuff that obviously Europa is going to be our main priority this season. And I think with the draw that we've got, if someone would have said in the start of the season that you'll be playing Slavia Prague in quarterfinals, then Villarreal or Dynamo Zagreb in the semi-final, you take that all day long. So I would definitely still say the Europa are probably still a massive priority for us. But in terms of the season, league season, I'll still say the Europe spots are still in the running. I think the way the season has gone, the inconsistency of teams and people around us, and just a very odd, freakish kind of season. Anything could happen. I mean, I won't say we won't get top 4, but I cannot say that we're out running from Europe either. Do you know what I mean? That as a fan, I have every faith in my team to say that, you know what, we can still challenge. I mean, if we don't get it, it's a long shot, but if we can make the challenge for it, I'll take that all day long. But again, like I said, the Europe is going to be a big ask. But I think the biggest thing will be it's going to show us where we are as a team against Liverpool on the third, or I think it's second now, or the third, one of those days. It's going to show us as what we are as a team. Because Liverpool haven't, because I think Liverpool haven't been at their best, and I know they're better away from home than they are at home. I think we are slightly to show we are quite good at home now, or we're getting there. So I think this game would show us where we are, and I think this will tell us a lot of how we can show our season, or where we will be come the end of the season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Kenneth.
Boy, do you know what? From those fixtures, I don't expect anything less than 25 points. If I'm being honest, that's out of what 9 fixtures. So yeah, I reckon we should be getting 25 points.
So why do you think we dropped the points? What game?
Liverpool, Chelsea.
Liverpool or
Liverpool and Chelsea. Hold on. Wait a minute. We've got 9 games left.
27 points.
Yeah, 27 points.
Stamford Bridge. Is it Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, it's Stamford Bridge.
Mm.
So Liverpool draw. Yeah, I think that. Sheffield United we should win.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that, the Sheffield United game actually. So Sheffield United. So draw. Sheffield United got to win. Everton, Fulham wins. So we're looking at from those run of games there. We're looking at what 6, 9, 10, and then Newcastle win 13, West Brom win 16, Chelsea draw 17, Palace and Brighton wins. So look, what 23 points from there on, isn't it? Really,
That's a good shout on it. To be honest with you, yeah.
23
but-
points. And I don't want anything less than that.
Yeah,
How about you,
definitely,
Steph?
definitely.
Sorry, asking me. Sorry.
Yeah, how about you?
Yeah. I only see you drop points at Chelsea. To be honest, I think we'll get to of that fixture. We get to the final, and Chelsea didn't win. We probably get a draw at best. I think. But everyone else, I can't see on anything other than 3 points or a
The
win.
Liverpool game will be tough.
Nah, like it will be on paper because Liverpool are like, yeah, but nah, I expect we win that. Like that should be, for me, this should be how Liverpool are now. It should be a bread and butter game, man. Like this should be a standard win. Like how we're playing, how Liverpool are playing. Their back four is a mess. Like no, we have to take advantage of this Liverpool team. We can't draw to this Liverpool team. That's for me. That's diabolical. When teams like Fulham,
Listen, man, they still got players that can hurt
But you know-
I'd be more confident at Anfield, to be honest.
You know what? Let's put it this way. I mean, just say for example we do make the final of the Europa. Do you think then the Brighton and the Crystal Palace game, he'll just say, "Do you know what? Write off."
No,
Just
no.
get everybody
depends.
fit.
It totally depends
Where we are.
where we are with those 2 games left.
Yeah.
Well, you also got to put into account. You look at the fixtures again; they're not really as easy as you think. You know, if you look Liverpool, I kind of agree with what Steph's saying there. Sheffield United, new manager, nothing to lose. They're already down. No disrespect. Fulham could be fighting for their lives.
It
Everton
will be a tough game. Don't get me wrong; it'll be a tough game because Fulham actually are not. Listen, if they had the team in what they got now at the start of the season, it would be, they wouldn't be where they are. I actually think Fulham are a decent team.
But at home, we're at home now. There's pitches.
Doesn't matter. This year it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
I mean, like I'm talking about like space wise of the pitch, how we can like make the pitch bigger. Like their pitch is quite condensed. Like, yeah, we'd have them winning ragged, man. You know what I mean, yeah, I don't fear Fulham one bit.
But then you got Everton as well. That they'll be fighting for European places. Newcastle, they need to start getting some wins towards the end of the season. So that away game could be quite tricky. West Brom, I think they'll be down. Chelsea will be one of the toughest out of the lot. Palace, nothing really for them to play for. We ain't got a bad record over there. And Brighton, I think they'll be safe. So I think we'll probably win that last game. So if I'm honest,
I still feel that having those games around, I think there will be quite a few changes. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're not going to win any of these games. I'm just saying, look, I think as fans, we will all prioritize the Europa League right now. And if you look at the way the games are adjusted away from home and things like that, I don't think we'll be taking full squads. But I mean, regardless, I still think that we will have a better squad to go and win those games anyway. So I mean, I think we can beat Liverpool at home. That's how confident I am with this squad, and that's how much confidence I've got in Arteta. I think we can beat Liverpool at home. I think we might drop points against the likes of Palace and Chelsea, but I think maybe I'm probably being a bit ahead of myself. But I still think we can take Liverpool at home. I don't really feel Liverpool as they were last year. So they're there for the taking. It's just if we turn up on the day, really.
The way I see it is that I think we can get that. I can only see us really and truly on paper, and I know obviously the games are not played on paper, but we should only be dropping a maximum of 4 points with those fixtures. If we're a big team, right, and we're looking now to we are actually now, you could say, looking towards next season and looking to build on something, style of play, etc., how we want to kind of prepare for the season ahead, and his trust the process kind of thing. We need to be kind of picking up. We got to go on this kind of run, right? Carry it on until the season ahead. Also, if we got any kind of ambition, we shouldn't be looking for anything less than just dropping those 4 points. 4 points drop. That's all. Nothing more.
maybe I'm a little bit lenient because I was kind of looking at about 20 points. But I mean, like you said, it all depends what happens to Europa, doesn't it? And teams above us, I mean, there's loads of them, but they can drop points. It's you know, I think we're going the right way. If you look at the last 15 games, we just pop this up. The last 15 games, we've we've almost more than doubled what we did at the start of the season. You know, Christmas Day we were for 15th with 13 points, and since then we picked up 28 more. So you know, there is progress, but there's obviously a lot of things we need to sort out. You know, but
It's consistency.
yeah,
That's it.
absolutely. Let's go on to the Europa League then, because obviously that's our main attention. Obviously, there's the draw. We've made a draw, but you know, if no one's seen a complete draw, there it is. It seems to be in Spanish. I didn't realise.
I think we get the gist, though, isn't it? Really?
yeah. So what are we expecting in this Europa League? What are you expecting, and what are you hoping for? Let's start with Big Steph.
What am I expecting in terms of winning it?
The whole thing, yeah, the whole draw. The road to advance.
The road to it, I think it should be minimum a final. Like, I'd like to get Villarreal just to rub it in Emery's face. Like that stint that he had at Arsenal, I hated it with a passion. So I'd love to deal with him in a nice way, man. And yeah, fine. I'm looking at a United Arsenal final, and Ollie get another. Actually, to be fair, Ollie's been getting hammered in semi-finals, and it'd be a miracle if he actually gets to the final. To be fair,
I was going to say, can you see him get through a semi? Yeah,
he's a semi-final specialist, really, isn't it? So, but yeah, I'd love it to be an Arsenal Man U final, and because obviously Arteta's he's a far more superior manager to Ollie in terms of yes, the people say the table doesn't lie, but I'm looking at the intangibles and the tangibles of what Arsenal were to what we are now. It's a massive gap, like massive step up. Like yes, we were in 10th, but again, I'm looking at the little bits of like how we play, the defense, how many shots we allow. You know what I mean? Like yes, we're still making individual errors that I'm hoping Arteta will be able to iron out, but individual areas are outside the manager's control to a certain extent. So yeah, I'm looking at a final at least. Like if we lose a final, we have to lose with pride. Like it has to be
nothing like Chelsea. Yeah.
No, nothing like that. Like everyone has to step up, and you lose. You just got beat by the better team. But if no one turns up, yeah, man, everyone needs to be shipped out that same summer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I mean, like I said earlier, looking at the draw, if you would have said that in the beginning of the season, you'd happily taken that. Do you know what I mean? The draw's been kind to us. Let's be honest. Yeah, it's been kind to us, but we've just made it hard for ourselves. That's what it is. I mean, we played a very poor Benfica team, you know, and obviously we almost shot ourselves in that. You know, again, same with Olympiacos. We could have killed the game off in the first leg. Do you know what I mean? But with our ups and downs, with our attack and stuff like that, we made it difficult for us. You know, well, I mean, this one, do you know what? I think this is a bit more for me. It's a bit more of a riding. You know, I really want to get one over, especially with all the stuff that's going on behind the scene with Slavia Prague and their players, and what happened with was Glenn Kamara. Let's not forget he was an ex-Gooner as well. Do you know what I mean? So I honestly, I just want us to give them a beating down. Do you know what I mean? At home, I want it to be a 5, 6, 7. Do you know what I mean? Just kill the game.
I think there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah.
Mate, but you know what? That's the thing, though. I think, you know what? I just want to lay one over them to show other teams in Europe as well. Hold on. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to bring your A game if you're going to come to the Emirates. Simple as. I don't care if it's fucking Man United either. Do you know what I mean?
Would you like?
Because
So I'm gonna say, would you like it to be aggressive? Like, remember that guy that got racially abused by that Turkish team? I can't remember.
Do you know what? I want us all to be all over their face. You know what I mean? I don't care about just the one dude, even if you don't turn up for this game. I just want to show them. Do you know what? Like, you've got easy right into this thing. Yeah, you beat a poor Leicester team. Do you know what I mean? That they were on the downer at that time. They beat Rangers, who have a very good domestic season, but obviously this is their first time getting to part of Europe. as well. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, I just want us to lay it down. And you know what? And to be honest with you, I don't really care who we get in the semi-final. I mean, I'm not really all this about having Emery back and stuff. Because, you know what it's like, isn't it, for ex-managers, ex-players coming back to the Emirates and get one over us and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But I still think we've got a better team to beat anyone. And to be honest, as much as my heart tells me, do you know what? It'll be United Arsenal final. I personally think it won't be United. I don't think there's a pill that's designed, for Ollie to make it through the semi. Do you know what I mean? I think he will bottle it at the semi-final, and I think we probably end up playing. To be honest, I think we play Ajax, which I think will be a tougher game than it'll be at United. But I don't care who we get, to be honest with you. And the draw says it. The draw, we have to get to the final. If you look at the teams that we are playing, we have to get to the final. And I'm not going to accept us getting to the semi-final and losing to Zagreb. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? Talking about Zagreb, the reason why I want to play Zagreb is today I've been reading that we've been linked to that guy who actually scored that hat-trick.
Orsic, yeah.
Spurs. I read that. in 2-3 sources. I've heard that the Arsenal are looking at him. I mean, he's 28 years old, but you know what I mean? If he can bring that forward, even against the 2 games against Spurs next season for a couple of £1 million, £2 million, I'll happily take that. Yeah, I mean, but now look, simple. I mean, we have to make the final. I think final is it's open door really. We just have to walk through it.
Cut mistakes.
You know what I mean? If we, that's it.
Callis, anything you want to say about that?
Got to win it. End of. The thing is, this is probably the most important competition in recent history for the club, for the fact that we don't win it, we're not in Europe.
It's simple as that, yeah.
We don't win it, what players can we attract to the club? I know Arsenal's class, and it is well revered, from everyone professionally. However, we need top players. And you can only get top players if you can, dangle that carrot of Champions League football.
Are there many top players out there, though?
Sorry?
Are there many top players out there?
Good point.
I think there is. There's certain players out there which, for us, that we need in certain positions. If we have the resources of a Champions League campaign, we can dangle that carrot. Yeah, I mean, listen, we can improve on our right back. We can improve in centre midfield, and for those positions alone, you can reel off at least 2 or 3 players.
As in the starting 11 centre midfield.
Yeah,
because I'm hearing Xhaka is Arteta's first choice centre mid.
Listen, if that's the case, then we've got a problem then with Arteta.
We'll get up into the lineups in a minute, but
yeah.
But there is. Listen, we're going to see obviously this year with the Euros and everything, what's going on, what players are available. Listen, the first player I would have on our team sheet would be what players I should say would be. Or and Partey in midfield. Those two midfield.
Who?
Straight or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that will strengthen us no end. You'd have that creativity plus the industry as well. He's pretty much, you say, a times 10 upgrade on Ceballos at the end of the day. Right back, you get the kid from Brighton. That would be one. You just unsettle Brighton at the end of the day, so they're forced to sell. Listen, if we're a big club, we do those kind of things, we do those moves, and you have to do those moves. But Europa, it's not even worth talking about who we won in the final, who we won in the semis. Listen, we've had easy cup finals, i.e. Birmingham, and lost them. So we just got to win it. regardless. So I don't really give a toss really about matches up with Emery getting United in the final, whatever. We just got to be lifting up that trophy come end of that night and saying, right, okay, job done. Champions League football, transfer targets. These are our targets that we have. Let's go get them. Let's go and get the job done. Get them in.
Do you know what? Regards to the transfer target, I'm glad. I think if we want to keep Odegaard, I think Champions League football will be a massive thing as well. You know that.
Well, European
that will be a
football
big
stuff.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any kind of European
That's what I'm
football,
saying.
yeah.
I mean, if we want to turn his loan into a permanent, if we get to the final and he plays the final and he wins the final, you'll see, you just see the kid as a different player. He already looks like an Arsenal all-in Arsenal footballer. I mean, with the player, we haven't had that kind of flair in a very long time. I mean, I'm going back to Özil's earliest. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, even then, I think European final, and because that would just show the progress in it. I mean, he will see himself. You know what?
It's not even about just having a
I can
final.
win a lot of. I can think.
I can't stress how important this competition is to the club.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're gonna want to win it because it's a trophy we haven't won.
But I think we'll show a lot more fight. I think we'll show a lot more fight than we did against at Chelsea, because I guess Chelsea, after the first goal, we just looked deflated after that. We just like, you know what, you might as well just we lost it. I mean, when they scored their first goal in the 25th minute, and that was the end of the game. Technically, if you look at it, do you know what I mean? So I think the team that we got now, I think they show a lot more fight. I mean, a lot more. There's a lot more heart. There's a lot more aggression. I think we've got a better defensive game now than we had then. We've got a lot more younger and a lot more hungrier players at the back than we had then. It's just a matter of turning up, and they really. And I don't really see us losing. To be honest, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not afraid who we get. I don't even care if we get Man United, because
I'm a bit concerned about Villarreal myself. If I'm honest, I just had this feeling that Emery will get one over us. It's just this awful feeling I got.
But the thing with Emery though, like the team that we've got now isn't the team that Emery had, bar Xhaka. So I don't really feel like unless he's gonna attack Xhaka's weaknesses and say, yeah, get on him, like this and that. I don't really feel that he knows much of, unless he's gonna watch tapes of Arsenal and seen how we've been playing past games and whatnot. But in terms of actual direct personal knowing of them, I don't really think he knows too much about our players, to be fair.
I think he knows enough. There's a good few players that are there.
Like they got the Pereiro and
Got the
Coughlin's there, isn't he? Coughlin's there.
You know what? I heard this season.
Emery knows enough about our players.
I heard this season they've drawn like 14 games in their domestic league. So I think that if we do get Villarreal, I think that our home game would be a massive thing going into going to Spain. So, I mean, we're gonna have to win.
Well, you just don't let them score. That's
the thing. We have to win. I mean, personally, even then, I would say, because I know we will concede. That's the thing. And so I personally think we have to win and not let them score at home. Do you know what I mean? And then we can go there, draw 1-1.
We're shipping goals for fun right now, so I don't know.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We need to sort that out.
Even if we go and win 1-0 here, even if we won at the Emirates 2-0 at the Emirates, we just gotta go there and then play our normal game. Even if we draw 1-1, we still go through. Do you know what I mean? It's just because they've been a very
good team. To be fair,
well, remember what
I'll take a 0-0 because we'll score. Because once we score, the other team has to score too. So I'll take a 0-0.
Yeah.
Anything without them scoring at home, if we're playing at home first, I'll take that. The problem is obviously if the team score at our gaff, if it's the first game at our gaff, then there's a problem. There's a problem.
To be fair, yeah, I did a podcast on Arsenal Asylum. We were talking about really it's Arsenal. Like we were saying, we've done the show and we started it. It's Arsenal versus the team, whoever we play versus Arsenal. Like we're always against ourselves, whoever we play against. So it's not half the time. It's not been about the opposition. It's about whether it's not. I mean, it's about our own players. You know what I mean?
Implode.
Yeah.
It's just West Ham. It's just like we just imploded. It's just like go and have another go.
Literally. So yeah, I think we got two opponents every time we play a team. Which is
you got the ref, VAR.
Yeah.
Ourselves.
Mind you, the last time we got Villarreal in a European semi-final, we all know what happened there, didn't we? We got a German goalkeeper as well.
Yeah.
So,
And same for Kennedy as well.
but I would quite like Zagreb, to be fair. I only want Zagreb just to wind them not up if we beat them.
Yeah.
Simple as that,
That's it.
really.
Simple.
Let's run through some comments. Rizzy Page says, would you risk Saka for the game? I think it's the Liverpool game he's talking about. Or would you play him in the Europa?
I mean, he had a little
He's had
hamstring
enough
injury,
break.
isn't it?
I think he's had enough break because he was looking a bit stale last couple of games. It's like he was. I don't know whether he was struggling with an injury or something.
I think he's got one
I
now.
heard he was a hamstring.
Yeah. So if he's over that, bring him back in. Listen, he's someone that has to play at the end of the day. Only if he's 100% fit.
You don't think we have enough cover?
Pardon?
You don't think we have enough cover for Saka?
Yeah,
Like
we got
quality-
Pepe.
No, what I'm
Martinelli,
saying, if he's
Willian.
100%
Pepe
fit,
Martinelli.
if he's 100% fit, he's got to play.
Is it? Okay.
In
You
my
could always bring
opinion.
Danny Welbeck back.
Hmm?
You could always bring Danny Welbeck back.
yeah,
Yeah, I
You
watched
never
that.
know with that. Yeah, you never know without people doing negotiation. You probably got a buyback clause on him as well, innit?
Rob says we can win them all if we turn up and count the mistakes.
Yeah.
True.
100%.
Again, none of them teams scare me apart from us. We just touched on that. He also agrees that they're not all easy games.
No, they're not going to be. Listen, you're not. You can't be a crap team to get to the quarters of the European Cup, can you? So cup competition. So you've got to be decent. As crap as Tottenham are, you still got to. Still got to put 3 goals past them in you. So
That's it. That's it. Brizzy again. If we can put a consistent run together, we can get Europa, but it's down to us to turn up.
Yeah.
Red Devils TV. We all know who that is. You put the Europa League final on the fixtures. For your sake, I hope you reach it. Right? For your sake, you do too. I've lost it. There we go. Jason, Fulham, Newcastle, West Brom, all fighting for survival. Those are going to be tougher than you think. Sheffield have won how many games this season? One was against us. The only danger is our team. They didn't beat us.
Sheffield haven't beaten us.
We beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what? Ask yourself the question: against those teams, right? Would Man City lose?
Sorry?
Man City? No.
Would Man City lose against those teams?
No.
No,
No
chance.
way.
And listen, we got to set our standards high. Do you know what I mean? We can't be saying that. Oh yeah, they're going to be tough games. Blah 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 blah. I expect to beat them.
Mm.
Actually, yeah. That's what I said in the beginning.
Yeah, it's true.
I
It's
don't
true.
really fear
It's just
anybody.
that we
We
know
just got to
us.
turn up. Yeah,
Yeah,
we just got to turn
exactly.
up. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I think? What Mikel should do now? The last 10 games, or the last remaining Premier League fixtures that we've got, he should now decide what his best team is going into next year and where he needs to look at players for. Because we've still got a lot of dead wood now. We've still got a lot
actually
of
think
dead
he's
wood to
right
get.
this season. I think he's close to knowing what his first 11 is.
Yeah.
I would say he's got his back 5. Where it's Gabriel,
But-
Luiz.
We'll go-
Did you hear the Basuma story the other day? Did you hear that?
We'll go
Basuma
into that. If you finish comments, we'll go into that because that's going to be the next thing we talk about.
Yeah.
Rob says Spurs can have him. I'm guessing that's about Xhaka. Really, Arsenal must win Europa. I couldn't agree more. We need 3 or 4 more business players. Yep. Jessica Black says we can win Europa. Good show, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessica.
Rob, we know we can battle, but West Ham was proper pushing our luck.
Mm.
Yep. And like you boys have said, our biggest fear is ours, obviously. Justin should only be starting considering his recent form. We're going to go into that now. So, I've actually put up what I think, and we're going to discuss from that. What you would tell me. And so, anyway, here's mine. I need to remove that comment quick.
A new holder will be in there.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll start with the goalkeeper then. Obviously, I've put Leno in there because, well, I think someone touched on it, and probably I think it was the last show, that he's actually saved us more times than he has costed us.
Yeah.
So
Burnley, case in point. Burnley, even in Europe the other night against Olympiacos.
Even against Benfica, I remember.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. Well, you take it then, Candice. But goalkeeper,
Leno for me, 100%. With the other two that we've got, Ryan's not bad. He's a decent Premier League keeper, but he's not up to the level of Leno. I think Leno is probably the only two keepers I probably take ahead of Leno right now would be Edison and maybe and Alisson. They're the only two keepers I put ahead of Leno.
yeah, there's not a lot out.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, you mean?
Yeah. In the Premier. But then again, in the world, give me a great goalkeeper.
Oblak.
But there's not many about that, is there? You're never going to get that. So.
One.
I mean, there's not. I mean, do you know who I also
But then
rate as a
again,
good goalkeeper?
it's
You know,
like everyone says
you know
that
the
Black's all
French-
this and all that, but
You know that French goalkeeper, that under 21. Was it Albert Lafont or Lafont? I think he plays for Rennes.
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
playing
I
last
know.
night for the French under 21. He's a very, very good. He's like, what is he? 20, 21 years old. Albert Lafont. He's a quality keeper, man. You know what I mean? But look, Leno, he's the man, isn't it?
What's his name? Dumamuma, what his name is? I can't pronounce it.
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma,
Yeah. I'll
They got
take
cheated
him.
out of Europa.
yeah, but those two keepers aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. Sure.
Exactly. I think the problem with Leno is he's a good shot stopper. He's a really good shot stopper. It's just his distribution's a bit, it's very questionable. We'll put it that way.
That's the only thing I'll give to Emi Martinez. His distribution was very good, but I still believe Leno is a better keeper. He's a good shot stopper, but his Emi Martinez, I think he was a very good distributor of a ball. You know that.
This is where I disagree. Like, I feel Leno's a great distributor of the ball.
I'm with you, Steph.
I think what it is.
You think so? Nah, I thought
Wait.
Martinez was definitely a better distributor.
Nah, he's good. What it is his decision making. He doesn't know when to go long. That's what's killing him. I think Arteta's drilled it in him that they always have to play ball regardless of where they are on the pitch. Like who's on them.
Last couple of the games, I think that's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Arteta now got to him and said that you have to even though I tell you this, what I tell you is
Weigh it up.
Yeah,
Risk and
that's
reward.
it, yeah. It's all about
Risk and reward, yeah.
collective attention. You know what I mean? You have to pick your passes, and that's what I feel Leno's starting to do now. Because obviously, you can't always play at the. But although I've seen Man United do it, regardless of who's on them, McTominay, he's getting the ball regardless he's on a 6-yard box, and he's turning and passing it out. And I think myself, but I think our players just don't have that confidence as yet. So we would get there. So I think he still wants us to play out from the back, regardless of who's on top of us. It's just about the confidence of the players he's passing the ball to and the quality of the players.
Yeah.
Can I trust you
That's
with
the thing, and I think that's the problem is that he probably had too much confidence.
Yes,
in players like your Xhakas and your Sabayas.
Yeah.
They're the type of players I wouldn't give the ball, as being like last man kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Partey, yeah.
Partey.
I mean, but that's why we've got to get someone else who's absolutely 100%.
Well, I think most of our errors have actually come from midfield.
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I rate Leno highly, man.
I think he's probably the third best keeper in the league.
I don't know who would be. I think we're solid there. To be fair, yes. Listen, look, the mistakes are highlighted.
Yeah,
the club, the league, and the fact that it's on TV every night and
that's right.
Being picked apart.
You know what it is? I actually think they get highlighted more because we let Martinez go.
That's what I think.
Because how well Martinez did for us.
Yeah.
Now he's at Villa, he's the top keeper with, or one of the top keeper with the clean sheets and everything like that.
Yeah.
Every mistake that gets scrutinised, you know what I mean? By
Absolutely. Yeah.
Leonard.
Absolutely.
And Villa are quite well drilled at the back as well. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go on to our fullback. So I've gone with Tierney and Cedric. I'm sure you'll probably agree with that.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's Tierney. I mean, you
See,
can give a guy enough
definitely,
grace.
it's a right back. Right back is a problem for us because look, Cedric, I wouldn't be happy with. I'd be happy as a squad player, but not as first choice.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
But this season, you have him first, like with what we got, he's first choice.
Yeah, what we've got.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's area. That's definitely an area. I hope he's got. For transfers. For next season.
I mean, there's whispers of Lamptey and Hakimi, so one of them too. I don't think get Hakimi.
But, Hakimi will be dream.
But that's all he's going to be. I just can't, because I think he's only been there for a season, isn't he? Inter?
Yeah.
I can't see that happening. Lamptey, I'll take all day long. All right then, centre backs. I'll let you take this one, Canners.
All right, definitely Gabriel. I think at this moment in time, listen, as I know you're a stat man, and Holdy's got great stats. However, there are, I don't feel.
Let's have a look at them stats. I've got them here for you. There we go. Ranked amongst Arsenal centre backs, and the one that blocks 0.9 second. Only Gabriel has better, and that's by 0.1. No errors to go.
I would put the error of Sterling's goal.
No, that's a team error for me.
You put it on him.
That's a team error.
No, that's Bellerin, man. Bellerin all day long.
You've
seen it. They've seen it. He knows what he's talking about.
No, that's Bellerin all day long, bro, man. Like lack of communication, lack of covering, everything Bellerin.
And I've shown you.
Yeah.
Shown you.
Yeah, man.
I actually think if he cuts out the mistakes, I'll have Gabriel and Luis.
100%. I'll have Luis as well. People underestimate Luis. I think he's had a very good season, very low key. We haven't spoken about Luis. He hasn't been mentioned about making his
calamitous mistakes. Mistakes where it's like you see someone make a full pitch or something.
Yeah, because I think, I think Gabriel plays better when he's got an experienced centre back with him, and I think that Brazilian link where that personally for me, I think has been the key. We've got one who's very calm on the ball. I mean, that's what Luis has been. You know what I mean? Where you've got Gabriel, who's more of like, put a foot in kind of defender, like no nonsense defender, let's say.
Yeah.
But I think I would definitely stick with Luis because he's been quite consistent for us. I mean, we haven't really seen him make any major issues. Like you said, Tony, like, our mess ups have come from the midfield, not much our defense, if you think about it. So I think our defense it's been quite solid with having that kind of structure. Do you know what I mean? I would probably put Luis. I like Holding as well. I mean, I'm not saying Holding is a bad player. I think what we've got going for us at the moment, we should stick to what we have. So
I think also Arteta identifies Luis and Gabriel as his first choice centre of defence pairing, along with Tierney and Bellerin. And Leno in goal. I think that's his preferred back five.
Maybe obviously with the language that might be better with them too. But I think the best centre back pairing I've seen is actually Holding and Mari as a pairing. But I think working with Holding, I think Gabriel's done better with Holding than he has with Luis, in my opinion.
Yeah, he really has.
Yeah.
You look at these big games, early in the season as well. Holding was in that team. He was shutting them all out. And you talk about the Man City thing. He was actually our best player that day.
Yeah, but the mistake was made.
It wasn't him, no. Steph said it. I agree with what Steph says. It's Bellerin. There was no communication there. Holding's in a weird position where he can't actually get to the ball. I'm not having it. I'm sorry.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
Well, that's what I've gone for. So we're kind of mixed there, aren't we?
Listen, my thing is in the 6-yard box, in your own box, you do not get beat. If you're 6'4", you're not getting beaten in the air by someone who's 5'8".
He wasn't beaten.
Not
though.
having it.
He wasn't beaten in the air.
He wasn't beaten. They did. That
ball went over.
Mahrez Costa Sterling happened against Brighton as well. Have a look.
Yeah, he
They-
wasn't beaten. Like Sterling didn't out jump him or nothing like that. The ball just went over him.
Perfect ball.
Yeah.
Man City. City ball.
Not having it.
Let's go for the two in midfield, Xhaka and Partey. Do you agree?
Me, I'm a Ceballos fan. I think Partey and Ceballos is better.
Oh.
I mean, Ceballos is, recently he's been a bit.
He has.
He's been messing up quite a bit, isn't it? But
Yeah,
I mean,
Poor. Full stop.
He is.
Last 2 games he's been poor. He's been taken off because he has been so poor.
Yeah, but who's he playing with though? Xhaka.
Xhaka, was it? I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's not like the thing is. Yeah, Xhaka can only play with Partey. He can't play with El Neni or Ceballos. Saka only looks good with Partey. Where if you've seen Partey's been good with El Neni. Like they smashed Man United at the park with Partey and El Neni. I think Partey can play with anyone. Xhaka can't. That's the difference. Is why I think with Partey and Ceballos, I think Ceballos playing a little bit deeper and let what's the name? Be the engine man.
I think in our run up in the FA Cup last year, you had Xhaka and Ceballos, right? And to be fair, Ceballos did well. I thought he did really well. But this season, something's happened. I don't know what, but I just don't think he's been performing
in and out
in
and out game, man. It's like he's done it with.
But his mistakes have been bad, he's caused a few goals.
Bad, but again, like they could be cut out by other personnel. Like I feel like his mistakes, they're not direct.
Okay,
goals.
explain the Benfica one to me.
So the Benfica one, again, like, yes, he should have headed the ball back, but Bellerin's watching the guy run towards the goalkeeper. Bellerin
That's not Bellerin's fault.
No,
man.
I'm not saying it's Bellerin's fault. I'm saying Bellerin could have eradicated that error. Like we don't have good players that can eradicate errors from other players. That's what Man City have. Like Man City make errors all day long, but they've got someone that applies cover. We don't have that intelligence in the back to see. And that's the thing, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so that's my thing. Like, yes, like Bellerin should have got a call and said, yo, bring it down, you got time, or head forward. Certain things, I don't know, but I think there's a lack of communication in the back line. And I think it's actually from
the way
Bellerin.
I see it is that I understand that argument. However, Partey would never have done that. He would have just brought that down,
Exactly, yeah.
calm, and then played it. So bias. And even, I don't know, probably I mean, listen, it's we've got a problem in the centre of midfield. There's no one really who should be first choice. Xhaka, in my opinion, should be a squad player.
He should be, but for me, in that position, he's the only player we got.
Yeah,
And that's the only reason why he's been playing as many games as he has.
Yeah.
What
he
that's
does-
something we address in the summer.
Wait, let me ask you this here. What is Xhaka's position? Like, what is it that he brings?
CDM, innit? It's defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah.
But
He
is he a
plays
CDM?
I mean, he's supposed to break up play and then
Does he?
ping passes forward. I mean, that's what he's,
Does he
That's
break up? Does he break up play? Does he pass forward?
that's what people use him in FIFA, I guess.
I think.
I mean,
Like,
if
I
you
don't-
say CDM,
I actually saw a stat the other day. He's made more forward passes than he has backwards and sideways.
And he probably has.
He is a.
this
He is
is
a
where I think he's
forward-thinking player.
improved slightly under Arteta.
He is the type of player who can play defense splitting passes, but he can do it.
It's just the errors.
It takes too long. That's
Yeah.
my.
You know, with Xhaka, what I tell you, with Xhaka, look, if he has 4 good games, he's got one fuck in him. Put it that way.
So after the
You know
4
what I mean?
games, we'll bench him.
Do you know what I mean? So, well, you can. But you know what? This is where I think. But that's Shaka for a minute. We used to say that about Luis before. Do you remember we used to say that about Luis? But that's why I would keep Luis at the back, because he's lucky had a very good season for us. Do you
Let's
know
not
what I
go
mean?
back to the back.
But-
Don't get me started.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of Shaka, I mean, as you said, I mean, who do we have apart from him? Do you know what I mean? To play that role with Partey, and I think he's played a lot better when he's played with Partey. So I think
Yeah, he has.
so you know what, for him, what Arteta probably says to him is, listen, when you play with Partey, Partey is the guy who breaks up the play. Why don't you just take the ball and ping it forward? Let Partey do the dirty work or help out the defenders and bring the ball. But the thing is, with Partey, he's more of as soon as he gets the ball, he's looking forward. He wants to ping the ball forward. Do you know what I mean? He that's what he does. So
It's just not the word balance,
we
is it?
need to have like a. I mean, we need to have like a Cazorla kind of player. You know what I mean? To be next to him, which way I agree where Steph's coming from with Ceballos. You know what I mean? Attack minded, a bit of playmaking here and there,
Hold
a
the
bit of
ball
that
up.
little pass. Exactly, that's what I understand. But I think with the system that we got, Xhaka fits it better. But I would personally have Xhaka there because it's a little bit more assuring to have at the moment with Ceballos having a bit of the iffy games. But then we can say the same with Xhaka, a bit of iffy games. You know what I mean? But then again, it's Xhaka would definitely be the one because I don't really think there's anybody else. I mean, he played Ceballos in number 10 role. I mean, he was terrible the other time he played number 10.
Yeah, that's
you know
what I'm
I mean?
saying. But this is what bothers me about Arteta. Arteta should know this. Ceballos can't play number 10. Like these are the certain
yeah.
things you know about your players. Like yes, he can play ball and this and that. He's a centre mid, but there's a certain knack of a number 10 that not everyone can play. And you should know by Jacques, you should know by Danny. Like all the good games that Danny's had, it's been playing from a deep line centre mid. Like for the games that I've seen.
You know what? If you look at the formation that we're playing, I don't think because I see Danny Ceballos as a proper CM, but we don't really play that centre mid role. We've got two centre defensive midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders, and a striker. Do you know what I mean? So we're more like 4-2-3-1 kind of, where I don't think it accommodates. If we would have, let's just say, if we would have played 4-1 and then 4-1, then maybe you could probably put Ceballos in there. Do you know what I mean? As a centre mid. But I think with the formation that we have been going with, I think Xhaka and Partey fit that system better. This is where I was saying we need someone who's not more of a squad player. We need someone who can play make and who can be a very good. Also he can defend as well. Do you know what I mean?
But if you play, I'm gonna say if you play in the 4-1-4-1 formation, I would have Xhaka as the DM.
Yeah. See, you can have the you can have the Xhaka then as a DM and put Partey and Ceballos, or you can. I mean, or we can have Partey there, or we can have Ceballos. I mean, it's just I think the system that we're playing, I don't think suits Ceballos. That's the only thing why he comes on. You know, to replace one of Xhaka or Partey. Do you know what I mean? But do you know, to be honest with you as well, like if we look at it realistically, I don't think we will be keeping Ceballos. As much as I would say we should keep him as at Arsenal as a stock player, I don't think we're going to keep him because I think it's going to be a like a pick and choose kind of thing. He's either going to go all out for Odegaard. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll go for both, and I think Ceballos probably be the one that will go back to Madrid.
Odegaard played nice years though. I can't see Real Madrid letting him go on the cheap now. You know what I mean?
think it all depends really on what we do in Europe.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Let's just go through these comments quickly before we move on to the front line, if you like. Christopher King says, where is it?
if we had 2 parties, I'd be lucky.
Leno's a good shot stopper. I'm done wanting a goalkeeper to be good at distribution. Bust Insider says Phil for Leno. Yeah. Just baited me, didn't he? You've seen the name. Phil for Leno. He was born at the wrong time. Ter Stegen for Germany. You've just seen it, haven't you?
You know what? That's fine. You know what? To be honest with you, that's fine. I mean, as long as he's fit for Arsenal, I don't really care. To be honest with you. You know that. I mean, that's fine. I'm
I
not
just
really
got
fussed with that.
Oh, man.
Rob says Leno's definitely number one goalkeeper in general are scary now because they have to play with their feet. That's true. Christopher King, most clean sheets, but the reality is you have to look at Villa's whole back four. It's not as simple as saying Martinez is a better goalkeeper. I agree with that.
100%.
Rob says Chambers for right back. I'm not too sure about that.
Makeshift.
If for certain games, when he picked him for Burnley and West Ham, it made sense. But
Makeshift, yeah.
But in certain games, for
To be
sure.
fair, he was good. He was all right against West Ham. Eventually, I thought he did all right. To be fair.
Yep. Thank you, Rob. Holding and Gabby all day long. Yep, good man. Rob,
You know
can't
Rob,
argue
don't
with
you?
that.
You know Rob, innit? Rob's your mate, innit?
Might be. There you go, Christopher King, holding and Gabby are our best right now.
Listen, look, don't get me wrong. I mean, Holding for me has come out with some standout performances. The one that I really most remember was the semi against Chelsea in the FA Cup, or was it the final? No, the final. Sorry, the final against not the last one gone, one before when he was up against Diego Costa.
Yeah, I was there that game.
Yeah, and he was brilliant.
Yeah, he
that
pocketed
game,
it in properly, innit?
Yeah.
But you know what? I think for me, his best game this season was probably at Old Trafford. When him and Gabby were at the back against United. Yeah. I think that game, Holding was immense in that game. Do you know that?
Yeah, we just got a problem in that area. I think we just need to get a settled back 4-5, and then let's see how we go.
Chris King says Chambers. I'd like to see tried at centre back.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable with him.
Some games towards the end that he might, but I don't know. Lewis has too many mistakes in him, and that's what worries me. So if we did get to the Europa League and you'll just do something stupid.
But then again, against us in the Europa League, he had a great game. He shut us out.
Because he played for Chelsea.
Yeah, he was playing for Chelsea.
They were the champions, weren't they? No, they weren't. I can't remember. Way too many. Lewis is a good backup for Mari. Same, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Sorry, Holding his experience. Luis needs to go. I like staying for one more year, I must say.
I would think that as well. One more year for Luis, man.
Yeah.
It's the whole experience thing. You can pass it down to the other boys who are still quite young, by the way.
Yeah.
His best years are behind him. Yeah, that goes without saying. I like this one. Mr. Talk the team. Even if you attribute that error to Holding, that's one for every 5 Luis mistakes.
But when was the last time you heard Luis made a proper mistake?
Stop! Don't say no more, because he'll probably come up with a mistake in his next game.
All right, you know what? Touch base, let's leave it.
We'll save that.
I remember the last time I thought that, and then boom, Wolves. He comes up with that.
But I don't really think that was Luis, though. Was it?
No, but you know what?
Did he do in that game?
The thing that really peed me off is that if it was anyone else, you'd just be like, okay, yeah, nah, that's no foul. But because it was Luis, I kind of think he knew what he was doing.
I mean, if you look at it slowly, come on, he's one of those things where the guy was running at pace, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was one of the worst moments of the season for me. You know that.
That penalty, you think he knew what he was doing?
He didn't know. No, of course he didn't know what he was doing.
Of course he does. He knew if he gets close enough, he'll have to hit his leg, and it'll be one of those ones up for interpretation. I'm not making a challenge, but I know
I don't know about that.
Oh man, you can't thingy that. You can't import that, man. That's too much, man. That's too close to say that he knew what. I don't know.
He did, man. Listen,
he's
one of them players who tries everything. He's one of those kind of naughty players that kind of like has that. he'll try
I
anything
think
to
he
get
looked
that upper hand.
assured, like past. It's more than I can remember. I think he's been looking all right. I don't think he's made any rash challenges or rash tackles, and you know what I mean, or giving
No,
silly
he
penalties
doesn't
away
do
and
rash
stuff. Apart from
challenges
that
or
one,
tackles. What he does is just pure bread and butter mistakes.
I mean, apart from that one, I think it was who was it against Olympiacos, or was it against Benfica that he done a back pass and it was a short. Apart from that, I don't really think there was anything else really. I mean, I think he's been all right, but I mean, we just have to wait and see, innit? Touch wood.
Let's go.
Hopefully everything goes all right till the end of the season.
Yeah.
Let's carry on with this because we're now. I will put Odegaard for number 10. I think we can all agree with that. Should we just go on to the forward line?
Yeah.
So we've got Pepe, Lacazette, Saka. Some may disagree with that. And who does?
I'll play Aubameyang.
Go on in as he take it.
Yeah,
I
I'll play
disagree.
Aubameyang. I mean, he's our strike. I mean, look, Lacazette has been incredible this season for us. He scored 14 goals now. I mean,
Score.
do you know what I mean? But look, Aubameyang's still our main man. He's our main striker. He's our hitman. Do you know what I mean? He is who he is. You know what I mean? Like I won't really. I mean, as much as I love Lacazette and I want Arsenal to give him another contract, if I'm being real honest, do you know what I mean? I still think, look, with Aubameyang, he just needs a run of games. He just needs to score one goal, and he's just more consistent in himself. Do you know what I mean? I think he's he's lacking of confidence. I think his personal issues and you know, a bit of off the field drama as well. I think I'm not saying he's down tools. That's one thing. I don't really think Aubameyang is that kind of a footballer, especially at his age where he is now. Do you know what I mean? And the club that where he is as well. And I think he's still our main man. I'll still play Aubameyang up front, to be honest with you. And I think if we're gonna win, we're gonna need his goals, to be honest. Because look, and I know he's had a bit of issues. No, listen. And we know he's had those, he's missed those gilt-edged chances. But again, if you would still say, you know, there's certain games where you've seen Lacazette miss a lot of chances. Do you know what I mean? But I think I would still want to have Aubameyang at the end of the one-on-one with the keeper and stuff like that. Then I have Laka. I mean, I love Laka though, but I'll still have Aubameyang. Man. He's my striker. Huh?
You can't love him. You can't love him enough because you can't love Laka. He's our top goal scorer this season, and you're dropping him for a man that's out of form. That don't make sense. Like,
No. I mean, look. Like I said, with Aubameyang, he'll need one goal, and he'll be back. Do you know what I mean?
He had a hat trick against Leeds, and then went missing again.
But wasn't that? Didn't we go Europa League after that? Yeah.
Yeah, and he went missing.
Yeah, but it's look. Everyone has that. Everyone has those issues, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Listen, look, me personally, I would still
I'm
like to
with
start
Andy,
with
to be honest. I think Aubameyang's got to play, in my opinion.
He has to. He has to play.
Yeah, he has to. But it can't be instead of Laka. That's my thing. It can't be instead of. You can't.
Would you have? I mean, knowing Arteta, you probably put Aubameyang on the left and play Laka up top. But I mean, if I was to just pick one, I mean, for the starting of the game, I'll definitely put Aubameyang up front. If he has a stinker, let's say if he has a stinker, I'll whack him off at half time. Do you know what I mean? I'll take him off at half time. But you know what? But the thing is, with me, I will still go with him. I mean, he's a striker. He's our number 14, man. He's probably number 14. If you're not going to be bringing the goods, man.
I agree, but this is based on form. You can't base it on credentials.
That's all I've done.
Yeah, this is based on form. Lacazette.
I mean, look, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. But how do you not know? Like, we still got loads of games, so we get to where we want to be. But like, in our next game against Liverpool, he might get a brace. He might. All stuff will be forgotten.
That's
what I mean?
But he played about 35 games this season. He played 35 games this season, but he's done 9 goals. Aubameyang, 9 goals. Like, that's shocking. How many assists? 4 assists. No, he can't play. He needs that.
This is a whole nother debate, isn't it? Aubameyang.
I just think
number one.
It's hold up play. It's his hold up play.
So are we saying that we need to
allow players like Saka and Pepe do their thing?
No, look.
I
I,
mean,
mean,
that's
I
that's
agree.
classic.
I agree. Link up play. I think Laka is definitely a link up. You know, I mean, hold the ball, link up kind of thing. But I think if you want the ball, you know, to drop at someone's feet to, you know, to get you a goal. I mean, I probably will still say Aubameyang probably be still that guy. You still want him to be at the end of a ball. Do you know what I mean? I would feel a lot more, you know, security with Aubameyang at the ball. You know what I mean? Than probably Laka. I mean, Laka. That's why I think we've tried a lot of the times to play Laka in the 10 or play Aubameyang on the side to accommodate him and stuff. So, I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, I think that's a whole different debate. That's
You
there you
can't.
go, Tony. That's another show for us, isn't it?
But there you go.
Who's
This
that
is what,
striker?
Yeah, it really is.
this is what people are missing out there. They're saying I'll play Aubameyang on the side to accommodate Lacazette, but Aubameyang's golden boots have been coming from left wing. They haven't been coming from centre forward. So what's his notion that it's not like he came in centre forward and now been pushed out on the wing. He came in playing left wing forward. Now that his
I'm
goals.
pretty sure it was
But would
right
you play
for Dortmund,
both?
really.
Would you
Say
play
again?
both then? Would you play both?
No,
Laka
Aubameyang
and-
gets what? I've been saying like Aubameyang shouldn't have got his contract in the first place. So, like, I feel like this form now, Aubameyang should be dropped. His game doesn't warrant him to start. His performances hasn't warranted for him to like. Yes, he's got the credentials. Like, yes, he can. He's our best goal scorer. I agree with that. He is our best goal scorer. But is he the best player that we need at this moment of time? No, he isn't. He's not in form, so he can't play. Like, if he's one of them players that can play, he can play through form.
Do you know what?
If
You know what?
you're talking about coming
I agree
games,
with you, but the thing is, it's like with form, you need to work through that.
Yeah.
Right now, a player, and if we want to talk over on form, top form, Laka on top form, which player would you have playing in that team? I guess right now the question from Silver Fox is right now in form, who would you play? And I guess the argument for the case of Lacazette to play is very, very strong and compelling. But however, for us to win Europa or get as many points as possible, we need a fire in Aubameyang. And having someone over on top form, who's smart, the elbow's smiling, laughing, all that kind of stuff on the pitch, and is running his nuts off and everything. That's what we need. And the thing is, I know that 100% Oba on top form and scoring goals. He puts all those chances away. So something's on his mind at the moment. He's not. This is the worst run of form I've seen him in since he's been at our club.
But this is the same with I see this with Pepe though. Like, Pepe was in great form and then gets dropped for Willian. And now Arteta keeps like
I agree.
Willian, I agree with that as well.
Time management has got to be a lot to be desired, because the first 3 games, Lacazette scored 3 goals in each and every game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He was dropped. So it doesn't make any sense.
So when did this playing in form stop? Like, when did he stop trying to force?
Listen, I'm bemused. I don't know why. Listen, he had Aubameyang coming off the left, Lacazette playing up front, and do you know what I mean? It's like Lacazette was scoring goals, and then all of a sudden he just drops him. Doesn't make any sense. The thing is, we just don't know what Arteta is going to do at the end of the day. However, what I will say is the fact of the matter is that he's our captain, and he's more than likely going to put the captain ahead of Lacazette, to be honest, if he wants to play someone else in one of the wider positions. Listen, your front 3 there, I agree with, but I can't see it being the front 3 because number one, he just won't play Pepe. He won't start.
I just put Pepe in the left and Saka on the right, because when we had a few games when that was where they were playing,
Pepe was
on fire. They were on fire. Then he stopped.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
it?
When you've got good left back and right back that can run beyond, do you know what I mean? It just opens up a wider picture on the pitch, innit? To make the pitch look bigger, and then you can do what you want to do. Just say, for example, when Pepe was in front of Bellerin would get the ball and he'll pass it that way. There's no overlapping. There's no running. He'll run to halfway of the pitch and he'll give the ball to Pepe. Pepe will try to do it all himself. Do you know what I mean? So I think the link up play with Cedric and Tierney for Saka and Pepe is, I think that's it. For me, this is what I thought Pepe was having the best season when we were playing like
Cedric.
and then I agree with Steph as well. The fact that why did he get dropped when he was playing so well? Do you know what I mean? This is my issue. I mean, with me being all Arteta in and everything like that, that's the kind of issues why I had. Where you've got a player that's become so consistent, where he's a £72 million player. He should be number one on the team sheet. Do you know what I mean? But when he does get in form, why is he being dropped for? Yeah,
But
that's
you're saying that for Laka though. Laka's in form. You're saying
no,
dropping.
but see the thing.
Oba.
No, but no. But with Oba is a different situation. I'm talking about the link up play. I'm talking about link up on a wing. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I love Laka, man. Like I want him to get another contract at Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I want him to. But Aubameyang is our hitman, man. He needs to be playing. You can only look as a striker. The only way you can get yourself into form is by scoring goals. If we bench Abba, do you know what I mean? And he's not playing games. His confidence will go lower and lower and lower.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I'm not disputing it, but I'm saying you can't have Vim for him dropping Aubameyang. I mean Pepe, when he was doing well, but then Lacazette's doing well, and you're saying he should drop it for Aubameyang that's not doing well. Like to me, that sounds like you're contradicting yourself. That's what I don't get. Do you know what I mean?
I just feel he just needs to get the balance right. I think that's the problem. I think Odegaard is his go-to for the number 10 position. Saka is a nailed on as well when fit, and then you got two players really.
Do you prefer Odegaard over ESR in that position?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, as much as he's all Arsenal, but at the moment, I think he just edges it. Odegaard just edges it for me. Do you know what I mean? Just because of that little bit of that flair that he's got. Do you know what I mean? Where he can pick out passes and stuff like that. But look, Smith Rowe, we need competition, and Smith Rowe is right up there, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say he's any worse, but I think what we've got now and what Odegaard has shown in the last couple of games, you'll still put him ahead, isn't it? Really, he's our number 10.
I think Odegaard has proven in the last couple of games. I think he's proven in the last couple of games his quality. To be fair, in my opinion. But
let me ask you guys one question. Would you have Odegaard and Smith Rowe in that same team?
You can.
Yeah, they
would
did
you
it.
have that? But where would you put him? Would you drop Saka? Would you drop Pepe?
Drop Pepe.
Get dropped. Saka, you can't drop. Saka.
Well, I mean, based on a couple of the games that Saka's had.
No, but if you're talking about link-up plays like Tierney, ESR, and Odegaard on that left, like destroy Spurs, isn't it? So, like, yeah, man, I'd
Liverpool,
say.
Would you have Pepe there, or would you have ESR there as well?
Pepe.
With the defenders they've got at the moment, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pepe.
I just want to.
Against Phillips.
I just saw this comment here from Christopher King. The reality, Arteta is so focused on defensive shape and organisation. He is so entrenched in playing the ball forward patiently. The ball is not getting into the feet of our strikers quickly enough. I agree with that.
Yeah, again.
Do you know what?
That was quite evident.
The main culprit of that, right? Who really slows down our play? David Luiz. Even though I like him defensively, he slows down our play, and it
just say you want Rob holding him.
I agree with you, Canis. I think Luiz does, and I feel Xhaka does. When you got both of them in the same team at the same time, it's diabolical. I hate it.
Yeah,
just
when you want to just keep going.
Yeah, man.
They slow it down, and you're just like, come on, man. Yeah, you can see when
this is where you get a sideways, isn't it?
So. Yes, for me, it's one or the other. It can't be both in the same team.
Yeah, winds me up.
I sometimes think, right, well, you know how he changes the team so often, and I look and I think, does he still think it's at Man City? Because you see how Man City rotate their team like week in and week out, well, game in and game out, because they come thick and fast, didn't they? Is he thinking he's got the same like caliber of players or something? You just got to question it sometimes, didn't you? Like, it works for City because they've got the depth. We haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sometimes what pops into my mind whenever I see the starting line. Going, why is he doing that? But yeah, there you go. One more comment. Christopher King says, yes, Odegaard and ESR can play in the same team. Odegaard can play on the right and Kuyten's side just as easy. He can play number 10. Both can play 8 as well. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'll probably keep Odegaard in the middle, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't really want to put him onto the left or right side. I think he's suited to the middle of the pitch. And I think ESR, yeah, you could probably have him on the left and probably Pepe on the left kind of thing. But if I would keep Odegaard in the middle, simple as that. You know, he's better at distributing passes. So,
cheers, Chris.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just wanted to kind of touch on ESR playing in the same team. I think the problem with me with ESR when he plays on one of the wings is that he goes missing. That's the problem. And the thing with Odegaard, you can't push him out onto one of the wings because he's the type of person that needs to always be involved. I don't think either's game is to go past someone because they're the type of players to bounce passes. You know, they work the ball around you, kind of thing. But yeah, it's you can play them together, but you're going to lose something in with the team and how you want to play. Unless obviously if you play ESR on the left, then you're going to have Tierney bombing past him and stuff. And so in that case, then ESR comes inside that little bit and creates that room. So that could work. I don't know, but yeah, you're going to lose something with someone going from the outside, and yeah, I don't know. We've got options, but it's all about getting that balance, isn't it?
And it's all about that Europa League.
Absolutely,
all about it.
And I think on that, I think we're going to leave it there. So thanks for joining, boys. I think it's been quite a good first show.
It's been great. I
ask a question quickly before we go. Like, if we don't make Europa spot, or if we don't win the Europa League, what does that mean for Arteta for you guys?
One more year.
I still say one more year. Go on, Cannons.
One more year.
It depends how we lose. If we lose on penalties or something like that.
If we get to the final, he's got us 2 finals in a year and a half. You know what I mean?
No, I don't care about that. I don't care. It depends on how we perform. If we batter them, batter whatever team in the final. Like, do you remember when Arsenal played Galatasaray in that UEFA Cup final? Listen, we lost on penalties. If it's that kind of scenario where we lose, do you know what? I say give them another year. But if we get beat, i.e., like we got beat against Chelsea or whatever, or we was really poor and he makes a really crappy mistake, with selection. I've had enough.
Okay, but just quick then. If that happens, we finish 9th. We don't win the Europa. Arteta's gone. Who goes in and fixes the team?
Allegri.
But would Arsenal pay him that?
Would Arsenal pay him? Exactly. Would they pay him?
We're a big club, man. It's like what could he want? What 7-8 million a year?
Mate, he rejected 15 million. He rejected 15 million.
For what? To sit at home?
He's rejected 15 million. Do you
know
what I mean? Because through some sources, they said he rejected 15 million pounds when he came. When they said all he wanted was the control of the club. He said basically, I want control of all transfers. I want all this. Do you know what I mean? And they said, no, we can't give you all the control because obviously they knew the club ain't going to give him the money to spend.
Who are you talking about? Arsenal? Are you talking about Arsenal?
Yeah,
I'm talking about Arsenal. I'm talking about Arsenal.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Let's be realistic though. Is Arsenal? I mean, if we give a manager 15 million or 18 million pound, who are we gonna bring in as players? Do you know what I mean? Where are we gonna get kind of players from? I mean, for these kind of caliber players, managers that want these caliber players. I mean, we bring Allegri in. Say, for example, he wants to bring a Hakimi and he doesn't fancy a Lamptey. You know what I mean? Or he doesn't want a Basuma, but he'd rather go and get a someone else from, you know, another club, Juve or Barcelona. I mean, are Arsenal really going to be paying that kind of money?
The reason why I'm being so kind of strict on this and stringent with this, I'm looking at David Moyes and what he's getting out of his players at West Ham. Yeah.
This is why I
now,
say Arteta.
if any manager's worth their salt, yeah, right, with the players that we have, we should be pushing them for frigging for Champions League spots. And I agree with that, Ancelotti.
Did you know what? I mean, I just saw a comment there that said Nagelsmann. I mean, I rate Nagelsmann. Like, I mean, I know he's quite
Nagelsmann,
new to his role. New to his role as well, but
Arteta-like.
I just.
That's why I think take the money.
I can't see it.
Another year.
I think this is what we have to do. We'll have to do this for another show.
We have to. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know, us Arsenal fans, we've got so much to say, so much to talk about, haven't we?
yeah.
And we could go on for days, but we're going to cut it there. So yeah, thanks boys for joining us. It's been a good, fun show. And we'll leave it there.
Yeah, man.
I can't find the button, so amateur hour.
Thanks
for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. We are out of here.
We are Arsenal.
When we born,
We love Arsenal.
oh